Welcome to the Survivor Fans Podcast. I'm Joanne.
And I'm Stacy. We're here with Patrick from Survivor, Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers.
Joanne and Stacy, how's it going?
Good. Right. Hi, Patrick. Thanks for speaking with us today.
You're so welcome. Sounds like you're from the South.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, you picked up on that quick.
Yes, sir.
So tell us how you were chosen to be on Survivor.
I was chosen to be on Survivor after my sister and I sent in a video to be on the Amazing Race during this past Thanksgiving, and lo and behold, they give me a call for Survivor, and my sister couldn't be a part, unfortunately, but best experience ever, should I say the least.
So what did you do to prepare once you found out you were going to be on?
I didn't do too much preparation other than watching and binge watching Survivor back and forth. It was a lot of watching episodes and thinking about how I'm going to play the game. But once you get out there, some of the things, or at least for me, I forgot some of my planned tactics and just went, rogue.
So, how did you feel about being put on the Hustler Tribe?
I felt good with the Hustler Tribe. I was, working up until the day I left for Survivor, and, working the day I got back home from Survivor. I feel like I can definitely relate to that. I've considered myself a hustler in the past, and I'm going to hustle till the day I die.
Okay, big question. Were you able to overcome the fear of the crabs?
Man, the fear of crabs? The crabs are serious, man. Did you see the pinchers on that thing? Mm-hmm. Could have ripped my hand off. And besides that, the last time I had, my fear comes from one night I was at dinner in the Philippines, and so also in the South Pacific. I pulled this blue crab out of a water tank for my dinner. It had the rubber bands on the claws, and I thought it couldn't grab my thumb, but it reached under his belly and grabbed my thumb. So I'm trying to take my thumb out of his claw. So he takes his other claw and grabs my other finger as it's trying to break my bones. And blue crabs have a very strong claws. So I have to rip its arms off. My fingers are bleeding and bruised. And then I got to try and break the crab shell open to eat it for dinner. But my fingers hurt so bad I couldn't even eat it. So I have a legitimate fear of crabs.
That is a well-founded fear. So your bio said that you love to fish. Were you able to catch any while you were out there?
Man, fishing is not easy, and the fish were very small. I did see about a 3-foot shark one day. Did miss it, so I didn't catch that with the spear. So I definitely went and tried for fishing. I'm used to some bass fishing and going trout fishing. Never went fishing with a spear before, so that was new to me. And the crabs tasted better than the fish anyways.
Who would you say took a leader role at camp?
I would say the leader of our camp, looking back on it now, would be Ryan. I feel like he, without taking the leader role in visual perspective, he was mentally controlling kind of the play of the game. And I think he was very mentally there, and something that I should have been more aware of.
Who did you think was the leader while you were there in the game?
The leader of our tribe while I was there in the game, I feel like Ryan was the leader.
You thought? Okay.
But I thought I was on his side. Ryan and I, so many times Ryan's telling funny jokes. He's a hilarious guy. He's got this great wit about him, and literally can take anything you say and make you laugh and make it funny. So I thought we were on the same page, and I didn't think Ryan would vote me out. Unfortunately, he did, and that's why I was so blindsided.
What did you think when you realized you knew someone in the game? You knew them from previous.
So getting to know that Allie from college, she lived right up the street from me, and, I even helped her move into her apartment. So we were, very close friends. We were definitely associates, and, we'd always say hey to each other when we saw each other. But never would I expect, first of all, thousands and thousands of people apply to be on Survivor. Yet then you have to go through casting. You have to be picked. Both of us were picked for this season. They thought it would be good for both. And then, yet we get there, and we're on the same tribe. It's nuts.
What promises did you make to each other?
I promised to look out for her and to let her know if anything was coming. And, she promised the same to me. And, in the game Survivor, you can't trust what people say. I did trust her too much, and I put a lot of trust in her. I leaned on what she said, and I think that's part of my demise and part of what sent me home is, just relaxing too much because I thought Lauren was an easy out, and I thought that, she wouldn't work best with our group. So, I kind of was just having fun, and in the moment until it got serious, I didn't think I would need to. So, I just didn't play the game the way I should have.
Who did you tell that you knew, Allie?
I told no one.
Okay. What other alliances did you make?
Oh, the alliances I made, I made an alliance with Ryan and Devin first day on the beach. It was the guys' alliance. Don't let the girls get majority, otherwise they'll vote us off one by one. We don't need that to happen. So that was we voiced that first day on the beach. And, Saturdays are for the boys. I didn't want anybody to take us out. And so I thought that was going to be a pretty concrete alliance. And then I knew Allie was looking out for my best interest. So I just counted her as, kind of the confirming four. And, it just didn't turn out as planned. And I got blindsided, taking me right out of the game.
We want to get your assessment of your tribe mates and how you think they're playing the game. What else can you tell us about Allie?
No, Allie's definitely a mental player. She's aware of what's going on, and she's thinking. She's definitely in deep thought, making sure she can, analyze who is on her side, what angles can she work, and can she work all of them at the same time. So she's definitely a strategic player. I feel like Lauren feels like she's kind of on the out, so she's trying to perform as far as being the provider around camp. I feel like that's kind of her strategy, and just not being on the radar and not causing commotion. So she stays very low-key, doesn't talk as much. I feel like that's kind of her role. Ryan is, he's a deep thought player. He's a super fan as well. So Ryan has been watching this show for years, has applied multiple times, and so he's deep in this. And Devin's just kind of like a Zen master. Like you see him doing yoga on the beach. Before ever talking to him, I saw him doing lots of yoga and meditating, and so I know he's in the game with his mind. As far as him talking, very minimal from my standpoint and what I've gotten from him. So I feel like Allie and Ryan are playing the most strategic and really trying to work everything, but we'll have to watch and see how everything plays out.
Now that you've had time to reflect, why do you think you didn't let someone else help you throw the bags during the immunity challenge?
Oh, well, so we got out there, and you got about 30 seconds before the challenge starts to huddle and to plan on the strategy. Everybody agreed I would be the person throwing the sandbags. And from watching to being in the challenges is so different. Your adrenaline is literally pumping like nonstop, and I'm in the moment. I'm trying to knock these blocks off, and they said they were yelling my name. I didn't even hear them, and we talked about it about 30 minutes afterwards. All right, we yelled your name. You didn't hear us. You could have switched out, and we could have possibly won. Well, guys, I was in the moment. I didn't even hear y'all saying my name. Honestly, I wasn't there because I wish I had switched out. It probably could have changed the outcome of possibly the challenge and possibly tribal count. If I had let Lauren, she said that she played softball for 25 years. If I had let her throw, maybe she would have knocked all the blocks off immediately. I didn't know she played softball. She didn't tell us that, and she didn't say she wanted to throw second if I sub out. So that was all news to me after the fact, which is too late. She should have pulled me back and taken over.
How far behind the other tribes were you?
We were starting about the same time on the throwing process. As far as when all the blocks were knocked off, both groups had started and had just a few blocks already stacked on top of each other, which that part of the challenge was not the hardest. As you saw, everybody got those blocks up pretty quickly. So it was almost whoever could start first would finish first. And since we got to the blocks third, it was almost as if unless the other tribe's blocks got knocked over, there wasn't a chance for us to come back.
Did you bring your personal items with you to tribal council?
Oh, yes. After I watched how we savaged through Simone's clothes, I wasn't dare going to leave anything of mine behind. At every tribal I went to, I said, I'm taking everything because y'all are some dirty dogs. Hey, I was the first one trying on her clothes, maybe, but I wasn't going to leave my clothes to be tried on.
Was there anything else interesting discussed at that tribal council that we didn't get to see last night?
You know, in one moment, I think Jeff was, he said something like, "You got a really concerned look on your face after hearing that." And I think the clip was edited. You didn't hear Lauren say it, but she said, "Someone's going to be blindsided tonight." And so at that moment, it was kind of like a roller coaster of emotion for me. I went in thinking Lauren's going home. There were a few comments from Allie that kind of threw question marks in my head. And when Lauren said someone's going to be blindsided tonight, I knew the only other person that would be voted off would be me if it wasn't Lauren. And so that threw a big red flag up. And I looked over to Ryan to get, some little confirmation by eye contact to know, like, hey, you're not voting me off, right? And at that moment, he wouldn't look back at me. And I had a very big fear thinking it could be me. Fortunately, I was the one going home.
How often was she hitting you with that whole redhead thing?
I feel like not much. I think it's honestly humorous. People often joke on red hair, and I feel like that's been part of all my life. It's just an easy topic to joke on, whatever the reason why it is. So I find it kind of funny. I do remember she said she could never trust a redhead in her life. I was thinking, Lauren, you're a little ridiculous. You know what I think? You should go to sleep right now. Must be sick.
So how did you think your tribe perceived you while you were in the game, and how has that changed?
And I think my tribe perceived me as probably a big personality, kind of loud, trying to have a good time. And I guess unpredictable is something that came to mind. I don't know where unpredictable really came out of the way I was acting. I don't know how you can perceive unpredictable from somebody's actions other than doing things out of the blue, which maybe I was doing, and I didn't really, I wasn't paying that much attention to that. I'm just trying to have fun, be me, build some great relationships, and make some really good friends along the way of this process. I think that Lauren mostly perceived me as just too much. Again, she was trying to guard her back, so she's calling out any shot she can to take the pressure off her neck. So,
who did you feel most betrayed by after the vote?
I would feel most betrayed by Allie and Ryan, because Allie should have voted for me because she knew me, and Ryan looked at me in the face right before tribal council and told me he's not going to vote me off. I'm safe. Lauren's going home. And then he voted me off anyway.
Ouch.
How has being on Survivor impacted your business?
It's great. It's cool to see people call in. Hey, this is Bolt Movers. How may I help you? Hey, I saw you're on Survivor. We'd also love to move. All right, that sounds great. I'd love to help you move. It's been good, and definitely people recognize our business more because of it. And if you do need any moving assistance, boltmovers.com is where you can go, and we'll be glad to help you go wherever you need to go.
What did you see on TV that surprised you the most?
On the second episode, you see Lauren saying, "I'm unpredictable, Patrick's crazy, like he's too much," and you see me jumping around. You don't realize because you weren't there, but we were playing charades while I'm jumping up and down. If you look to the right of the screen, everybody's sitting down and looking at me like they're trying to figure out what's going on. We played charades, so everybody took their turn. Everybody played the game. That was just one instance where I did look kind of crazy. I'm jumping up and down. I did have some crazy laughs, I understand, but that's more me. And then the other instance, I was surprised. You see me yawning really big. I look kind of crazy, like, a wild banshee or something. And it was because we were eating a native root. It was a Fijian root we had taken off the ship on the first day. We said, we ran out of food we knew how to cook. We got this random piece of root or whatever. We didn't really know what it was, so we cook it. It made your mouth itch like you bit a cactus or something. It was terrible. So you take a few of these scenes where I'm not actually doing anything out of normal. It's just according to the situation. And you put that with me biting a stick or me yelling at a crab, and then you add all those together, and I actually do look really crazy.
So what was going on when you were chewing on the stick?
Oh, well, yeah, I actually don't know what was going on there. I don't really know. Maybe I was trying to clean my teeth.
Was there anything you wish had been shown about you that didn't get aired?
No, I feel like, except for that one time I was snorkeling and, I was trying to catch that shark, but, I missed him. So they didn't show that. And other than that, I feel like everything was really cool and great experience.
What type of planning was your tribe doing for what to expect next in the game? A swap, a merge, anything like that?
I don't think that the swap was thought by anyone. Just the way it happened, the numbers were so low on our tribe, and the healers haven't even lost yet. So it was needed to keep the numbers more close. But I don't think that we had planned for that. And I guess just going forward, they thought having Lauren on the team would be better than me. I'm not sure why, because I felt like I definitely was a much greater asset than liability. And I'm not sure what they were hoping Lauren would bring to the table. She was always bringing in firewood and always making sure we had everything around camp. But as far as strategy and the rest, I didn't think she was really bringing that much to the table. And I should have not gone home. Lauren should have gone home, but I lost.
Did you have any injuries while you were out there or health issues?
I did have an upset stomach a few times. I threw up on occasion, maybe 2 or 3 times, which was unshown. And it was kind of early in the morning when I wake up. The first 2 mornings, that's when I had some upset stomach. And then I stepped on a really sharp, I believe it was a screw. I don't know how it happened to be on the trail, but I believe it was just a screw that stabbed me in the bottom of my foot. So my foot had a cut in it for the first few days. Thankfully, nothing was infected or lasted of that.
How's your view of Survivor changed after this experience?
Oh, my view on Survivor, it's literally such an amazing show for everybody who puts their time into it, from the production to being around Jeff and getting to see his personality and actually being there. My view is even more impressed with Survivor in itself. It's such an amazing show and production, and I just wish I would have been able to last in it longer, because it really is amazing.
How has your view of yourself changed after this experience?
Maybe I should be more conscious of other people's feelings and really understand where everybody else stands on everything that's going on, and making sure in every scenario in life that I'm conscious of everyone and not just myself or whatnot. So I'm trying to make sure that I can find benefit from the way that they've said, I'm a little obnoxious or maybe unpredictable. I kind of like being unpredictable, so I'm not going to say I'm going to change anything there.
All right. What's next for you?
Hey, man, if Survivor calls me back, I'll be going back. But as far as what's next for me, I've got a business that needs my full attention, and I want to give it my full attention. So I'm constantly trying to grow in that area and trying to constantly help people. Moving is a great world to be in. I love the people I'm around every day, and getting to work closely with my team and our customers is really a fulfilling job.
Well, Patrick, thank you for sharing with us today, and good luck to you.
Hey, thank you so much. You guys have a great day, and if you need any moving help, boltmovers.com.
You're the man.
All right.
Hey, you're the man.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye, Patrick.